I am rolling.
Hey, I can commit all the crimes now because I just burned myself doing what I knew I shouldn't have been doing. Poor Choice's Kitchen.
Hot dogs.
It's at every single cookout. People just throw them on. They put them under like a crazy ass flame. They're charred, they're black, they look like fingers. And then you eat them, you top them with condiments, and you're good to go. But I want to show you guys some cool ways to elevate your hot dogs. Because to me personally, I feel like hot dogs are all about the toppings. And these are gonna be some delicious chili cheese hot dogs with a made from scratch chili. We're gonna have some good shit today. And so this is a very, very easy recipe to put together. I promise you, all you need is just a little bit of patience because it does have to sit overnight, but then the next day when you put them on top of some hot dogs,
oh my God.
this is what you're gonna be saying. It's gonna be just that delicious. And this is a recipe I borrowed from Malcolm Reed, How to Barbecue Right. I appreciate him for sharing that with the internet. And we're just gonna go ahead and start putting this together. Also, by the way, if you can't tell, I'm wearing the same thing from last week's video, which means I'm still drinking Trulies, which means I'm still putting a shot of alcohol in my Truly. Without further ado, let's get the show started, shall we? We've got our Dutch oven here on top of our induction thing. I've got it over like a medium heat. What I'm gonna do is add a little bit of olive oil. This recipe moves a little bit quickly. From there, we're gonna add one whole finely diced small onion. And this chili is good for anything. You can put this on a burger. You can put this on some nachos. Like, this is not just for hot dogs. All right, so I've given our onions enough time, and now I'm just gonna add our garlic. 4 cloves of garlic through my garlic press, and we're just gonna give that a stir. And once everything starts becoming fragrant, then we know it's time to add our ground beef. So to this mixture, we're gonna add some 80-20 ground beef. Fat is flavor, always remember that. And in this case, fat is our friend, so I wouldn't go any leaner than 80-20. We have browned our meat in our onions and garlic mixture. So now we're gonna add our next steps of seasonings and flavors, starting with some Better Than Bouillon beef concentrate or beef base. And we're just gonna do like just a teaspoon of this. To this, we're also gonna add 3 dashes of Worcestershire or Worcestershire sauce, W sauce. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of chili powder. Now, not regular chili powder, actual like chili powder like this. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of that. We have got 1 tablespoon of Mexican seasoning of your choice. I'm using the Cattleman's Mexicano, but use whatever Mexican seasoning you would like to use. And as well to that, we're just gonna add 1 tablespoon of all-purpose seasoning. That's salt, pepper, garlic. We're just gonna stir this up real quick. Get that off the walls. And this chili is gonna be on the thicker side. I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of water right now, because now we're gonna start building up the liquids. Again, it's not gonna be watery, but it is gonna have a liquidness to it, a viscosity to it.
Nice word right there.
Man, you know, every now and then I'll be trying to pull out words from college. I paid for it. All right, to this, we're gonna add 1 can, either 14, 15 ounces, depending where you're at, of diced tomatoes, juices and all. And then we're also going to add 1 can, again, 14 or 15 ounces, depending where you're at, of tomato sauce. And then last but not least, 1 teaspoon of just sugar. We're just gonna stir this together. And trust me, after this is kind of cooked and settled down, all these tomatoes, everything is just gonna kind of melt together. Everything's combined. We've brought our chili back up to a simmer. As you can see right now, we've got a lot of liquids, but we're gonna let that reduce. I've still got it over like a medium heat. I'm gonna let it go until it gets to a thicker consistency. So maybe about 20 minutes, I'll check in on it. So you'll see the difference between now and a little bit later on. But then once this is done, I'm gonna let it cool down. I'll put the lid on top of it. I'll let it cool down a little bit more. And then it's gonna go in the fridge. And then tomorrow, we will tackle the rest of this delicious, delicious recipe. All right, so we're about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We were just waiting for this to reduce. So as you can see right now, if you look at it, it's a lot more thicker. It has the consistency, as Lewis pointed out, as manwich. And honestly, add a lot more sugar to this, you've got manwich. And so I'm happy with this. I'm gonna let this cool for about 20 to 25 minutes. We'll put a lid on top of it. And then it's gonna go in the fridge. It's gonna go in the fridge overnight. And then tomorrow afternoon, sometime around this time maybe, is it really 4 o'clock? Holy shit, day's been going by. That's what happens when you shoot 2 videos in one day. We are back. It has been 24 hours. Our chili has been chilling in the fridge. All the flavors have come together, and that's the most important thing, is just letting that rest. We've got our grill up to 250. If you're cooking this on a charcoal grill, keep it at 250, throw a little bit of hickory or some apple wood on there. But I'm telling you, smoking your hot dogs. I know a lot of you used to like your charred hot dogs, but I'm telling you, smoked hot dogs are so much better. So we're gonna go ahead and throw these bad boys on. But first, I wanna get my chili on. I've just taken it out of the fridge, it's uncovered, and I'm just gonna put it back here. And that's just gonna warm up and take in some smoke flavor as a hot dog smoke. And then what I've got here are just some Hebrew National quarter-pound hot dogs. I'm just gonna place them on. So these are gonna chill for about 45 minutes. Nice. It's another windy day here in Los Angeles, which again, I don't know, it only happens when we're up here filming. We're gonna close this up. I'm gonna set my timer for 45 minutes. I'll come back and check on it. If it's not there yet, I'll let it go for like another 15. It's been a little over an hour. Hot dogs have been smoking. Our chili has been warming up. Let's go ahead and raise this up. I've taken some of the hot dogs off. I've just got this cast iron pan. I've got 3 buns in here. And I am just gonna go ahead and start making these hot dogs. And all I wanna do right now is just get these nice and toasted. So first, I'm gonna take our chili that's been warming up here, and I'm just gonna top each dog with chili. I'm gonna add some cheese, just some regular sharp cheddar cheese, because these are chili cheese dogs. Just for me, I like a good white onion. And we're just gonna let these sit in here for about 5 minutes, just for the cheese to melt. The buns will toast up just a little bit, but we're not cooking these anymore. So I'm gonna close this up. I'm gonna let these hang out for 5 minutes, still at 250. And then it's time to eat. And we'll meet you guys back downstairs. All right, like most hot dogs, top it with whatever you want. I'm keeping it simple with just chili, cheese, and onions, but you can add bacon, you can add your mustards, your ketchups, whatever you want to put on top of it. But this is essentially it. Smoked hot dogs with a homemade chili, and I'm just gonna go ahead and dive in. I know hot dogs are delicious. I don't really need to describe the taste of a hot dog to you guys, but I will if you need me to.
Big ass hot dog.
I forgot it was quarter pounder hot dogs. Think about your favorite hot dog you've ever had. This is essentially it. With the chili. We've also made some burgers today. And I know Lewis is gonna put some of that chili on top of his burgers.
Absolutely.
Yep. And I'm not mad at him. So, remember, this is not just for hot dogs. This is for anything that you wanna put chili on. But a really, really good meal. Something that's gonna satisfy anybody that comes over. And just a way to kind of change up your summer cookout game. Other than that, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And I'm gonna finish eating the rest of these hot dogs because I am starving.